let's go ahead and get into it. So from this point, guys, if you have not finished watching the Book of Boba Fett, we will be discussing spoilers from this point moving forward. So you have been warned. This is a spoiler review for the Book of Boba Fett. And as our resident Star Wars expert, I will Star Wars wipe over to Steve.
Not Star Wars wipe. From the
the Star Wars wipe. I will Star Wars wipe over to Steve, and he will begin with providing this detailed analysis.
Oh, man. Listen. So, the Book of Boba Fett started on December 29th, 2021, and ended on February 9th. I just to put this out there, at no point going into the Book of Boba Fett or while watching it did they ever talk about a 7th episode. I'm just going to say that. All right.
It did kind of sneak up on us.
Just put that out there. Let's talk about episode 1. It's called The Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah.
And that was Boba Fett's escape from the Sarlacc pit on Tatooine.
Did it start with that, though?
Well, it started with... It was weird, right? Because we already know he's out. Mm-hmm. These are all his flashbacks going and trying to build up to where we are now.
Like
it is a mess. There's no other way to explain it. It's Boba Fett dreaming while he's in a Bacta tank, recovering from his injuries and wounds, and it just keeps going.
Man,
they really can I? Okay,
can I give a quick shout out to the Bacta tank, because I didn't realize the glow up was that possible.
Right.
I was like, yo, it's just gonna heal everything. He got his skin glowing, fam.
Right. Yeah, by the 5th episode or so, when he was done, quotation fingers, he looked great. No scars, just rejuvenated.
I was like, man, maybe he's born with it.
Maybe it's back to tank.
Okay, I'm sorry. I derailed what you were trying to say.
So in this episode, Fennec Shand and Boba Fett receive some of the locals to come pay tribute to the new gangster of Tatooine, right?
Crime lord.
The new crime lord of Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It just it never had gravity for me.
Yeah.
And the legacy of Boba Fett just kept diminishing after every episode. I don't know what they did to him.
I don't even think we should talk about like episode by episode, because I don't know if it's that interesting.
It's not.
Yeah.
I think there's some points that we can... Boom!
Yeah. Because I'm going to be honest, the first 3 episodes were like,
whoa,
man, what are we doing?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. That's blasphemy.
Oh, really?
Because in episode 2, the introduction of Garza Fwip.
Bruh, she was in the first episode.
She was in the second episode.
She showed up in the first.
Was she in the first one too?
She was in both. Yeah, because he came back.
Well,
he showed back up in the second episode.
Who wouldn't?
But yeah, shout out to Jennifer Beals.
Shout out to Jennifer Beals for making her one of the only things that I tuned into this thing for.
Steve was obsessed with Garza Fwip, y'all.
Well, I just felt like, wow, there's an actual character that I could deal with, and they're just him and Chrysanthemum, same thing. Yeah. Now I did get excited. I think it was episode 3 when the twins, the 2 Hutt twins, show up.
Yeah,
and their bodyguard is Chrysanthemum. That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah.
That's the direction that I wanted. Like, I wanted, like, an all-out Hutt war, And let me just, oh God, it just kept getting worse until it got a lot better and then got worse again. I can't even organize it because it was such a mess, man.
Let's break it down.
Okay.
With good and bad.
Okay.
Because I feel like going episode by episode is really hard. So I think we need to just approach this with these are the things we liked, these are the things we didn't.
Okay.
You really like Guards of Fwip.
Yeah.
You really like Chrysanthemum.
Yeah. Like the twins. Like Fennec Shand. Putting in work.
Yeah. Fan of Fennec Shand. Also was a fan of Boba Fett going out and getting brutal revenge. Because I was like, this feels like Boba Fett. It feels like he's like, I'm about to take my ship and just blow up everybody that wronged me.
What happened? What happened? You lost me. You could have destroyed the Sarlacc pit from orbit with your wow. What are we doing?
This is true. Well, he thought his armor was in there.
He did. He did. Because he didn't remember. Well, I don't even.
It's Beskha. It'll survive.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. That was not a good moment for the show.
We got the native
really
day. We got
now. Keep in mind, this thing pulled a ship into it.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Billy D. Williams is hanging onto a stick that a blind man is holding and doing just fine.
This is true. You are not wrong.
Where's the consistency that we have with things like Marvel in the Star Wars universe? Like you had Boba Fett. A total of 5 lines in the entire Star Wars Skywalker anything. Such a badass. And now you just got him getting beat up by some street thugs. That's not... Man, he was even dope in The Mandalorian when those other Mandalorians ran up on him. Like, that was awesome. I don't know, man. They lost it somewhere. I feel like there was a direction issue.
I was thinking about this because all of the episodes I liked the least were directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Correct.
Once Dave Filoni and Bryce Dallas Howard stepped in, like, those episodes were great. They were beautiful.
Yeah.
They seemed like they had more of a focus.
More consistent.
Yeah.
In the universe that they built.
However, I don't want to put all this on Robert Rodriguez because we do know that he's a good director. We also have to probably throw some shame towards Jon Favreau and the writing team.
For the writing. Yeah.
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 Because where this series was all over the place. It was everywhere.
I feel like the only consistent character here was Fennec Shand. Like, the only thing that carried on from The Mandalorian till now was her. Like, she's just about that action.
Steve, that's not true. Din Djarin was also exactly the same.
Okay, well, those episodes that he was in, that was the prelude to The Mandalorian, not the Book of Boba Fett.
This is true. In a show about Boba Fett, my man got sidelined
for 2 whole episodes.
That couldn't have been the plan, dude. That
could not have.
Yeah.
I want somebody to tell me the truth.
Yeah. I was listening to somebody talk about it earlier today, and they encapsulated my feelings on it perfectly. First of all, those 2 episodes are the best episodes of the show.
Yes.
But...
Agreed. Full 100%.
As I'm watching it, and I'm realizing... we're still talking about Mandalorian. We're still following the Mandalorian stuff. It honestly started to get annoying, and it started to get frustrating because this wasn't supposed to be that show. This was supposed to be a different show. And by Mandalorian coming in and taking over, it feels like a disservice to both shows. because there's going to be a lot of people that don't watch this show because they check out after episode 2 or 3.
Yep. A lot of things happened here.
A lot of Mando specific stuff is present in this thing. Rapid developments with Luke Skywalker and Grogu.
And Ahsoka.
What? The first on-screen, acknowledgement and appearance and meeting of Ahsoka Tano and Luke Skywalker, and it happens in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
What?
Did you know that Grogu was his first, quotation fingers, Jedi in training?
Well, not officially, apparently. He gave that up.
Yeah, he did.
But it also so quickly invalidates the end of Mandalorian Season 2. It just feels like that whole season was a waste of time.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
Well, let's reel it back some. I'm just gonna throw some things out there, and you let me know what you think.
Can I throw my favorite one out? The thing that I just like saying out loud?
Yes.
And suddenly, Danny Trejo and a Rancor. I was like, I stopped and I just started laughing out loud. I was like, what?
This was also
Danny
an episode
Trejo
directed
and a
by Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, he had to get his boy in there, but still. And then there was what felt like 10-minute scene of you got to be right. You got to be right with the Rancor.
Yeah, right.
You got to smooth. I really want to write it. Can you teach me to write it? Yeah, man. I'll teach you how to write it. It's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to write it. This is credible. I love this thing. What are we doing?
What's happening? What is happening? Oh no.
What are we doing?
All right. So Danny Trejo, the Hutts give Boba Fett a Rancor, a baby, little, that he will imprint on and raise up and eventually ride. Apparently,
yeah.
I'm gonna throw out another one for you, okay? The Slow Speed Power Rangers.
Oh, that's in the good column?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm just going.
Oh, you're just going.
Yeah,
all right.
You tell me.
Let's get rid of pretense. All right.
You tell me.
Mando's N1 Starfighter.
Good column.
Yes, good column. Thundercat.
Oh my God! to pimp a butterfly himself. That is the worst column. And here's the bad part about that. I don't think we're done there.
No. That man was in a post-credit scene.
Yeah. No, that's a bad.
Yeah. And I don't even hate the bikers and stuff. Like,
you don't?
I don't hate them.
You don't hate Jason Derulo?
I was at first like, what is this?
They drive those bikes so slow.
They are very slow.
And they completely out of place with all their, like, Vespa colors.
On Tatooine, of all places.
What is that?
If this were, like, Coruscant or something, like...
Dude, they are not threatening at all. It wasn't like the swoop bike gang that was, roughing up people at the Tachi station. This was just them hanging out with their Vespas.
Yeah.
And doing spin moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, you go.
Spin moves. Anyway, I was going to say, I don't hate them. I just hate that their characters came across so flat. At first I thought, aesthetically they're a little out of place. But I want to see what they do in the finale. Because if they have maybe some cool backstory, or, I want to know more about the urchins. They're here for a reason.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were just like kind of weird background fodder.
Yeah.
Like, we need kind of whack soldiers. That was a bigger disservice. And also I want to know where the one street urchin goes to the barber on Tatooine because like the lineup is premium and it's like
it was crisp.
It was
he even
crisp.
had like the
man. It's like I need to know who you go to on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen ne'er a black person.
Thundercat will line you up.
He does have a blowtorch in his arm. I guess he could just line it up with that, right?
Weird.
Makes sense.
Weird. All right. Let's talk about Chef Grievous.
I forgot about Chef Grievous. That's right.
That's so weird. So yeah. If you haven't seen it yet, please watch that back. It was so weird to even see non-threatening.
I thought it was cool. I put that in the good column.
Yeah, it's in the goon column for me too, but it's just a weird thing. I like those kind of things though.
All right, hold on.
Oh, you got one?
I got one. All right.
Okay.
Good column. All of the beautiful character development that happened with the Tuscan Raiders. I thought that was dope, actually. Did it make sense with everything else that was going on with Boba Fett's story? No. But I appreciated that we got more on the Tuscan Raiders and they are an actual society. And it kind of makes what Anakin did to him in like
even worse.
Way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Way worse. Now, bad column. They're just wiped out.
They're gone.
They're just gone. And Boba's like, that's the thing that happened. Oh, okay.
Here's what okay, so you're right about the Tuscan Raiders, right?
Yeah.
The Tuscans. They're not called Raiders anymore. The Tuscans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. They made Boba Fett soft.
They did.
Yeah.
Who would have thought if I told you at the beginning of this show the Tuscan Raiders will make Boba Fett soft?
There's no way. There's no way because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That was the thing with Boba with me. They kept being like Boba's like, hey, this guy wronged you in many ways. You should brutally assault him. No, I will let him have peace because I'm trying to bring peace.
Here we have a bounty hunter, the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Right.
So notorious that Darth Vader has to point at him and say no disintegrations this time.
Right.
Because he's used to this man killing everyone.
Right.
What?
I also loved that conversation that Boba had with Fennec Shand, where he's like, bro, don't you just get tired of the people that hire us making dumb decisions? Don't you just want to, like, do the right... Then, what does he do? He proceeds to make the dumb decision.
Yes. Yes. Let me throw one out there and see if you like this one.
Okay.
Chrysanthemum and the Trandoshans.
Good column.
Good column.
Good column.
Good column. The history with Wookiees and Trandoshans is complicated. We'll say that.
Just to say the least. Look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, look that bad boy up because he was justified in everything that he did.
He was. Didn't make sense. They didn't explain it that way. I felt like that was a little bit of Filoni being like, nah, he's not letting that go.
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum is
like,
just
and
an
if you know,
dude.
you know.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole thing.
Chrysanthemum is an angry dude, as we learned. Also, if I'm Boba Fett, Chrysanthemum is not living.
No!
Come back and mop the floor with me again.
No!
He showed up in the bedroom and beat the mud pie out of Boba Fett. And he was tanking everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, get it. Come on, get it. I ain't scared. And in that final fight, he's sitting there getting jumped with axes, and he comes back limping. And I'm like, what? How?
Yes.
Did you see what happened to the
Boss.
Gamoran guards?
Oh, R.I.P.
Bro, 6 dudes pushed him off a cliff.
First, okay. Okay.
6 of them.
Oh man, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves if I bring this up. Let me bring up a couple more things.
Okay.
The Mandalorian wielding the Darksaber on that bounty.
Woo! And then cutting that dude in half. Yo.
Loved it. That is the love column. But again, where are we?
Yeah, right.
Where are we? We're literally watching the Mandalorian go take a bounty while Boba Fett is sleeping in his water.
Didn't expect to see him having long, deep conversations with the armorer.
Right. Which was dope. Yeah, that was cool. I don't know where it came from or why it was there, but it really worked out. And then for him to, let's talk about that Grogu armor.
Yeah.
That was cool too.
It was chainmail though.
Tied up.
Weren't you hoping for a little helmet?
Chief. Yeah, well.
You were hoping for a little helmet.
I was actually hoping for that same pauldron that he has. Because he's the one that actually defeated that Mudhorn. If you remember that. That's actually what I was hoping for.
That's right.
So, man. Yeah. So, did he choose right?
Grogu. I don't think so, because I mean, I guess he's better able to defend himself now, but at the same time, like, the entire galaxy is trying to get this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he should probably be hanging around Luke Skywalker, the most un-F-withable dude in the galaxy.
Yeah, but we kind of see where that headed too.
Sure, but
if he was there, being trained,
if he's there, he might.
Yeah.
Maybe Luke has time to refine some of those training techniques before he starts working on like actual children.
Yeah.
What did you think about the? This was so whack to me. Just the army and the fighting. I just thought that was so...
In the last episode?
Yeah,
I was like, where is this army? There's like 7 dudes tops.
Right. I was like, and y'all four just pushed these 2 Gamorrean guards off of this cliff when they would have ran through you.
Right.
I mean, if you know Knights of the Old Republic and how you had to fight those Gamorreans, they were not a joke.
No. Yeah.
And they're just out there all free-handed, like no axes, no swords.
Right. And they're like, oh, they're getting too close. We better go back.
Know, they didn't even touch them.
Definitely right here. I guess we better fall off this cliff now.
Oh, God. And
but yeah, like
Miss Piggy and Kermit shed a tear.
Oh, I'm remembering this now. With the final episode and the fighting and stuff like that. It was cool. Mando and Boba going back to back and just like tanking all 8 of those soldiers.
Yeah.
But bad
like
column.
4 people. Yeah.
Yeah. Bad column. Knee rockets.
Really?
Yeah. They looked
I was a fan.
Were you?
Yeah.
They looked horrible to me.
When he took that.
He fired the gun, and then on the other, like, knee rockets. I was like, really? Knee rockets?
I liked it. Dang it.
Knee rockets. Knee rockets. Do you know how complicated it is to fire knee rockets? Does that 60-year-old man look like he's about to be doing squats all day?
Oh, man. You're right about that part. But I'm just saying. I was like, oh, he used them. I feel like that's part of the issue here, right? Like, everybody wanted him to use everything he had going into this. And I feel like we got all of his Busker equipment wrapped up. We've seen it all.
But knee rockets,
okay.
Mando achieved
he even used the backpack
thing.
Rocket again. That was cool.
He did. That. Mando achieved the same thing in the same fight with wrist-mounted rockets, and it required considerably less effort.
He's got those swarm rockets on his wrist. Yeah,
and they are hot.
Like, lift your knee and aim it.
Right. Let me go aim my knee at. Let me point my knee at my enemy. Ugh. Also, I'm 60 years old. This is a difficult task for me. Let me go ahead and...
Oh, we didn't talk about that BD droid.
Oh, voiced by Matt Berry from What We Do in the Shadows.
Love it. I mean, that just ties in so much too.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Definitely very cool. Hated the mayor and his assistant.
Yeah, that was so lame and such a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, they should have killed them. They should have been dead on sight.
Bro, Bubba should have... The moment he talked sass to him...
Right.
At that
it would have been a wrap.
Right. It's like... pew, pew. Okay, I'm going back here.
What happened? What happened to you, Boba Fett?
The Tuscans happened.
Yeah,
he learned what it meant.
He learned love.
Yeah, loving things. Gosh, I mentioned Thundercat.
Let's talk about Luke. Good column, bad column.
Oh, I'm putting in a good column.
Yeah, it looks so much better this time around.
Yeah, whoever you guys brought in, that guy deserves a raise.
The YouTube dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little scary how well that worked. And also now that they can just... they
just do it now.
Can I tell you my theory? I think we are getting a full-on Luke Skywalker project in the near future. Now that this is possible...
And it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Did we ever get word if Mark Hamill actually voiced him in this thing?
He did not. I thought he did because it sounded so good, but then right after I saw an article that said he didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the guy that was doing the performance for him. It was like computer learning, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which is
That's
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Yeah, Luke looks way better. Big shout out to their CGI team for fixing that. Now go back and make Leia look better in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Fix it. So let's see. Do we have anything else to say?
I think that's really it, man. I mean, I feel like we touched on all the good stuff. There's a lot of bad there, but those standout things are really what matters the most.
All right, so I'm going to run it back. We've got a rating system here. Let me pull out my list so I can read all of the different ratings here that we can go over. So we do have the rating system, and it has several columns and criterias. So we'll start at the bottom with the mud butt. This is something that signifies that it is something that is not good, obviously. It is the mud butt.
The muddiest of butts.
Above that, we have better than bad, and that is what we classify as something as being 720p. No, but who chooses 720p?
Who does that? Who's like, you know what I'm going to do?
Right. Yeah, I have access to
something
1080i.
Yeah.
I have access to 1080i. Let me go ahead and select this 720p. That's the quality I like. Then there's okay. We deem this your Kristen Stewarts, your Liam Hemsworths, your Cuba Gooding Jr.'s. They're fine. They're okay. They exist.
It's fine.
Yeah. Then we have good, which is Demolition Man, because Demolition Man's a good movie. It's not perfect. It's not great.
Yeah.
But I can watch it. I can watch it multiple times.
Yep.
And then there's excellent. This is what we deem video game windscreen or music. So that's your Mega Man.
It's Guile's theme.
It's copywritten, so I can't put it in here right now. But trust me, I've tried. So now that we have the ratings out of the way, Steve, what is the verdict?
So I've been thinking about this, and what I came up with is this thing, no matter how much I didn't like most of it, is still essential. And, oh man, we didn't even talk about it. we didn't even talk about your homie Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane.
Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane. Good column.
100% best column.
Yeah.
That was one of the best things about this show. So you can't have those awesome things happen, like Grogu and Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka together at the same place talking about Jedi stuff. You can't have that in something that is terrible, right? Because those things kind of elevated it. Episodes with The Mandalorian really elevated the series. No matter how much they didn't belong here, still happened.
Yeah.
So I can't give it a good because it wasn't. But just because of those redeeming things, I have to go with a Cuba Gooding Jr.
Gotcha. So, to tell you where I landed on it, I have to address what people have said. Like, oh, this is it's the Book of Boba Fett. That means it's a chapter in the overall story of The Mandalorian, right? And it makes sense that The Mandalorian shows up because this is overall still playing into his story and blah, 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 blah. And I argue against that because, first of all, the show is called The Book of Boba Fett. Second of all, when you were reading the synopsis for the show that came out, it was telling you this is highlighting the story of Boba Fett. This is, I wish I would have pulled the synopsis for it up right now, but I forgot. But it's telling you this is about Boba Fett with his trusty ally Fennec Shand, and we're going to be just showing his rise as a crime boss, on Tatooine or whatever. Okay. As a thesis for its story, I think you can say it categorically failed. It sounds like whoever was in charge did not believe in this show, and they added Mandalorian into it, which I don't think does a service to Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. Never mind how good those episodes were. There was a ton of things in this show that I liked. I will never doubt that. I don't think I'm going to sit down and go back and watch any of it. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, I've got to go with a mud butt.
I feel
it just it did not.
It didn't do it.
If a show has a title character, in this case, what we're watching Peacemaker right now, right? Do you feel like Peacemaker serves the main title character, who is named Peacemaker?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to have 2 episodes with the Flash only in it,
right? Do you feel like WandaVision serves the characters of Wanda and Vision?
Of course.
Do you feel like, I'm trying to think of
Iron Man serves Iron Man. Yeah.
Serves Iron Man.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the Book of Boba Fett believe in Boba Fett?
Excellent point, sir. Excellent point.
For that reason, I gotta say,
valid, my man.
Yeah. It went from giving us too much Boba Fett with the Arrow flashbacks to forgetting that he exists in his own show. That is a crime. That is a crime against the character. It's a crime against Star Wars. And I think it's a crime against The Mandalorian because I don't even know how
kind of muddied now.
Yeah. I mean, for casuals.
Yeah.
Casuals that aren't watching this show. Casuals that don't care about Boba Fett or watch the first 3 episodes.
Like, wait a second. How did Grogu get back? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I don't think this is a good attempt. And it makes me a little more worried going forward with some of their TV projects. Because now I'm worried. I'm shaky on their direction. Mandalorian had me in a good space.
100%.
You're worried about Obi-Wan?
Yes. Because, I mean, I'm not... Ewan McGregor's back, but dang, man, if we got to go through another series on Tatooine, I can't... Come on.
How are they going to handle Vader?
I don't know. back to tank
I know.
flashbacks.
But they said they're going to be in conflict with each other. Is Hayden Christensen in the Vader armor? And why is it not?
Sure he
just,
is.
Why is it not just James Earl Jones doing the voice? Like, what do you need Hayden Christensen for?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. Unless at some point that helmet comes. Who knows, man? After this, Thundercat might be in it, patching Vader up. You never know. And you know what? I had so much hope for it because they did the thing at the very beginning. They did the thing.
Yeah.
The Patton Oswalt filibuster from Parks and Rec nearly a decade ago.
Right. That's fan service.
It is. It was. But
potatoes story.
That is where it should have continued. We should have got the Boba Fett we deserved versus whatever this one was. I mean, let's talk about it. So he ran back to his castle to go get the Rancor. Why don't you go get your shit, player?
His ship? Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. He could just firebomb the city. I guess he was like, oh, I don't want to mess up the architecture that Rancor is definitely going to do.
Yay, we saved the city. Meanwhile.
Also, very disappointing. So the big climax is Fennec just silently assassinates all the big bosses. Just pew pew pew. To me it felt like something off The Wire. Like it was a hit.
Sopranos.
Right. She comes in, wipes the fingerprints off of everything, and then pieces out. Like,
overall disappointing.
But the show ends and goes to main credits playing Mandalorian's theme. That's disrespectful.
And you know, I kept waiting. I waited and waited and waited because I thought they were going to say Season 3 of The Mandalorian starts this week.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah.
They're still shooting. But whatever.
Yeah.
It just felt like that should be there. And Cobb Vanth in the back to tank.
Yeah.
Man, I knew it.
My very last point, then we have to close this out because we're way over.
Forgot we were recording. That was just
Boba song. Boba song is whack.
Yeah.
Ho hey oh ho ho hey oh ho ho.
Boba.
Boba Fett. What is this? Mando's theme is so cool.
Hey.
Boba's theme is just like.
Hey.
A dude singing? Yodeling?
I got one more piece of news that I don't think should wait till next week.
What?
Paramount just announced,
uh-huh,
starting in 2023, will usher in a new era of Turtle Mania with the theatrical release of a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from Seth Rogen, followed by a series of villain-driven TMNT films exclusively for Paramount Plus.
What?
Cowabunga.
I was going to bring this up earlier and I forgot, but Disney broke something because now these movies with tie-in series for your streaming service, they really changed something there.
They're coming.
Not opposed to a new Turtles film, definitely opposed to villain-specific Turtles movies. That's awful.
Straight to Paramount Plus.
Eesh. Oh my god! I can't wait for that Baxter Stockman movie, bro.
Well, I mean, Baxter Stockman would actually be. I didn't think about that.
It's just The Fly.
I don't know. He's a scientist.
It's just Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. We're way over. All right, guys, that's our show. That is our show for today. If you haven't done so already, please like, rate, and subscribe to us on whatever platforms you're listening to us through. We also have social media pages. Please find our Facebook page, the NERDSMASH TALKCAST. NERDSMASH and TALKCAST are one word, and you can look for us on Facebook. Steve, where can they find you? Where can they find the show on some other platforms?
You are going to find the NERDSMASH TALKCAST on Twitter at NERDSMASH_TC. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at SteveLDub.
That's right. And you can find me on Twitter at LT5th. That's at LTTHAFIFTH. And you can email us your questions to nerdsmash.tc@gmail.com. We would love to answer some of those questions for you guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all we have for now, you guys. We're going to go ahead and call it. We have gone way over this week.
Yeah. It was fun, though. We needed to get that. And I blame Boba Fett. See?
Yeah.
If
Boba Fett!
If the news was... If it was just the news this week and we didn't have to review Boba Fett because they added an episode, it would have been fine. Boba Fett ruins everything.
Boba Fett. Sorry, I'm just providing some background noise to you, to your ranting. All right, guys, that's our show. We're going to leave off with our call sign. All right, that might be hot.
See? I mean, that's...
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
You won me over with Bebop and Rocksteady.
All right.
Anyway, that's our show. We're going to leave off with our call sign. Ho, ho,
Oh, my God.
ho, ho.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Ho, ho.
Holla.
Holla, holla. Holla, holla.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.